All right. Well, everybody, welcome to our Team Impact Team Huddle call. My name is Michelle. I am calling in from beautiful Orlando, Florida. And I am super excited to spend this time with you this evening. As I said, this seems like it's going to be a mostly off camera call here, but that's okay because the important thing here, guys, is that you're going to hear information that could truly change your business direction fast. We've got one more week until the end of the month. We've got quite a few people that are going for ranks. Super excited about that. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of the way. And actually, let me do some housekeeping here, real quick. If you are on the line with us and you're not muted, if you guys can make sure to mute your call, mute your line, so that we can have a clean call, because we do want to open it up to some folks as well here. And so it's better, instead of us muting everybody, if you guys could just make sure to press that audio in the bottom left-hand corner to mute yourself out. That would be greatly appreciated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out the way. I'm going to turn it over to one of my very close friends and business partner. She's out in North Carolina, blazing the trail, absolutely exploding her organization, guys. And I know that she's going to hit this next rank here, and that's none other than Holly Dark. So, Holly, I will turn it over to you. Take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for taking some time with us tonight. So I just have a few announcements to make and kind of just catch everybody up for this week. So getting plugged in. So I want to just make sure we have 3 ways to get plugged into our group. We now have our Facebook group up and going. So if you guys want to write this down, and you can join the group, and then you want to add your teammates. So it is Team Impact International. So Team Impact International. That's going to be our Facebook group. We're going to start adding things into there, adding announcements, and that'll be a pretty active group. Michelle's also putting that in the chat. And the other thing, so that's number one. Number two is our Telegram group. So if you guys just want to all make sure you're in Telegram, that's where we posted tonight's call, and any calls we have, we'll post in there. So that's number two. And then number three is our team website. So our team website is teamimpactsp.com. So Michelle will add that into the chat as well. So those are the 3 ways that we will stay connected. If you do go in, so last week we announced that the website was up and running, and we were working this week on getting all the tabs and all the different things kind of organized. And so we're not 100% done, but it looks a lot better than it did last week. So definitely take some time to go in and check out all the different pages. There's some personal development links in there. There's just a ton of resources. So again, that website, teamimpactsp.com. Okay, so then we're going to go on to our smart ships. So we want everyone to make sure that everyone on the team is set up with smart ships. It's real important, and it's the best thing to do is have it run at the beginning of the month, which is why I want to bring this up. So if you have your smart ship and it's set to run on July 1st, June 28th is going to be the last day that you can edit the smart ship. So if anybody's got that running the beginning of the month, make sure that you go in and add anything you need to, or change some
Come
things
on,
around.
what happened?
Oh, are we on still? If you could just mute your line when you come in. Thank you so much. Okay, so the smart ships. And then that is something too, that whatever date your smart ship is set to run, you have 3 days before in order to make any changes. So just kind of keep in mind, because everybody's smart ship is set up at different dates depending on when you came in and when you have that set up. You can also edit your smart ship date in the back office under the smart ship. Um, Another thing to remember is if you add 4 packs of patches to your smart ship, you will actually only be charged for 3. So that's but you want to go ahead and add the 4, so that way then you'll just get charged for the 3. So I think that is all with smart ship. But again, just so you just if you can run the smart ship at the beginning of the month, that helps your team know like where your volume is starting out and all of that. So it is good to have that at the first of the month. Okay, so then we're going to move on to, I spoke about this a little bit last week for the dollar promo. So we've got one more week for anyone to join with us for $1. So we want to go ahead and get anybody in that's ready to get started. If they can't get their starter pack and everything right away, let's go ahead and get them in, get them started, plug them into the resources that we have, and then help them get their smart ship set up. I mean, not their smart ship, their actual pack to get their patches ordered and all of that. And remember that there is an option for Affirm and Klarna for anyone to finance any of the packs that they need to. So that's definitely a great tool that we want to make sure that we definitely let everyone know about, even if they're not needing to use that, but they know that that's an option for anybody that they have that wants to join the business. Okay. So then we're going to move on to the next thing. So next Monday night at 7 p.m., we are actually going to have an event, a patch party in Orlando. So everyone that's in the Orlando area, if you can just write that down for 7 o'clock. The location is to be determined. We've got a couple spots that we're looking at. Hopefully that will be finalized in the next day or so. But if you can put that on your calendar, go ahead and start inviting, and so we can pack the room and we can just have a good time, everybody together. So that's going to be in Orlando at 7 o'clock next week. That also, we are not going to have a call. So yeah, also just going back to the event, if you know, even if you're not in Orlando and you know of people in the Orlando or the Orlando area, reach out to us, Michelle, myself, and the team, and let's get plugged in. We can contact them. So any guests, anybody that you have, we will totally welcome them in, and let's, invite everybody we can. We're also going to put that in Facebook under events. That will be added in our Facebook group, as well as anybody that does have an event on the team. There is the tab there that you can add your own personal event. If you have an event in your area that you want to open up to the group, that way everybody kind of knows when there's an event going on, and we can kind of plug the people that are in the different areas into the group. Um, so that's our events. Let me just make sure I'm getting everything here. So that location is going to be to be determined. Then we've got, so let's go on to our calendar. So we also have a monthly calendar. We're going to have that event on there, the team calendar, and that's on our website. And I believe Michelle already posted the link for the website, but Michelle, if you can just put the one that goes right to the calendar page, so that way everyone knows the monthly calendar of events. So we've got that. So we won't have the call next week. All right, so I think that is all Michelle, is there any other announcements or anything that you can think of that I might have missed?
Nope, I think we're good.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am super excited for the next part of our call to introduce Alicia. She has got some amazing tools that I actually personally have gotten to experience with her that she's taught me. So I'm so excited to announce that she'll be on training us on Chat GPT, because Chat GPT knows all about the Super Patch. They know all about our company. So it is a super exciting tool that I am honored to ask Alicia on to train us. Alicia, are you there? Let me make sure she's not muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you are on. Well, you take over the call. We are ready to
All
listen.
right. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to share about ChatGPT and just the whole AI craze that is, taking off exponentially. So it's definitely a resource that is very useful for anybody in all aspects of your life, but specifically in our super patch business. So let me get my screen going here for you guys. Is it showing yet?
No.
Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
Okay, hold on. It's saying it has to be approved.
Okay, let me check.
That
Hold on.
should be made a host so that then she can share her screen.
Can you hear, Holly? There are
There you go.
whoever has control for it.
You're good. You should
Okay.
focus now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can you see it now?
Yep, it's coming up.
Hold on, let me do
All right,
this.
there we go. We
There
got
we
you.
go.
Okay. Let me go back here. Okay, so first, just to tell you guys how to get there. Hold on really quick. It's going to be chatgpt.com and it will bring you to, oops, hold on. Let me go this way. Okay, so this is how it will pop up when you first start, but I'm actually logged in already. But you would I suggest creating a login. You don't have to. And actually let me log out so I can show you guys what it'll look like. Okay, so when you first get started, it's going to look like this. So it's going to tell you that it's ready when you are. You've got your login or your sign up for free. If you have not used ChatGPT before, I do suggest doing the sign up for free. And the reason being is that it will save your searches. So if you just do it regular and just want to ask it something quick, you don't want to ever reference back to it, then you don't necessarily have to sign up for an account. But if you do want to keep it kind of in your resources and be able to reference back to it, I do suggest signing up for the free account. And then once you get used to it, I also do recommend the upgrade, which is about $20 a month. But it allows you to have unlimited searches, an advanced feature that you can actually talk to the computer or to the GPT and have discussions with it about whatever it is that you want to talk out or that you're looking for. So almost like the Google Assistant that we have on our phones or Siri or something like that, but it's even more enhanced. So some of the things that you can do with ChatGPT, first let me log in here. Okay. So one of the things that I like to use it for is helping me create an email quickly. So of course, we can write our emails and put it together how we like, but sometimes it needs to be a little bit more polished, or there may be some things that can be added in or enhanced for your email to a prospect, a team member, whomever, and ChatGPT does a really good job with that. So one of the things that you want to do just to ensure that you're getting the best response from ChatGPT is give it as much information as possible when you're trying to ask it something. So, for example, I'm going to ask the GPT to create an email to a customer that I encountered at a vendor table. So I'm going to tell it, please create a follow-up email to a potential customer, for Super Patch that I met at a vendor table this weekend. So just this quickly, it says, here's a professional yet friendly follow-up email you can send to your potential customer after meeting them at your vendor table. And you see here, it does have the parentheses where you can fill in the blanks. Now, if I had put that into my prompt, it would have put that in there. So I could say, I can do a follow-up. So it's ask everything that's in the parentheses is something that you can add as a follow-up to this message. So I'll say, the customer's name. I can't type tonight, is Alicia. And the event was a networking for small businesses in DC. And then it also a brief benefit discuss, did we talk about better balance or a natural performance and focus? And I'm going to say we discussed balance and focus. And then what else? Okay, it's in my link is archives.superpatch.com. Okay, I think that's everything. Gonna send it again. And now it's put everything together for me, even the subject line. And then of course, when you do this, I don't suggest just full copy and paste. Make sure you read it over. Sometimes you can add your own personality to it if you'd like, or maybe something more personal. Whatever it is, you can have it added in or take it out. So you can give it full instructions to do that. But then when you copy and paste, you can also make changes on your own. So this is just one of the examples that you can use ChatGPT for. Another thing that you can use it for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click out of here and go here to a new chat. Excuse me. So when you do a new chat, it's going to bring up another blank, what do you want to talk about? But just notice over here on the side, you've got your chats and anything that you've done a search for, it's going to come up here on the side and you can rename this if you want to call it something else, but it'll pick its own name for you initially. But if you want to rename it, you can. Another thing that you can do when you get if you get the upgraded version is you can actually have folders and you can put your different chats in those folders to keep it organized. So another cool thing that you can do with ChatGPT is have it help you with maybe Instagram posts or TikTok script or anything like that. So we can say, create a curiosity. Curiosity post for IG to promote and share Super Patch. And just that quickly, it put one together. What if one tiny patch could help you feel more balanced, more focused, and more in control without pills, chemicals, or caffeine? Sounds wild, right? But it's real and it's backed by neuroscience. I've been trying something that works with your body's natural biofeedback system, and the results have been mind-blowing. Want to know what it is? Click the link in the bio or DM me Patch to get the scoop. Your nervous system will thank you. And then it's even put in some hashtags for you. So this is something that you can use for your marketing when you want to share on social media. Literally anything that you can think of that you would need help with, or maybe it's you've got a writer's block for something, you can, ask it, hey, give me some suggestions for, whatever it is that you're looking for. But literally, this is such a powerful tool. It will blow your mind the amount of things that you can do with it. And then just to kind of go into more like showing you around ChatGPT, if you're not familiar, you can come here and do GPTs. And what this is going to do is bring up a library of all different types of chat GPTs. So we will be having one for Team Impact, and that one will be specifically tailored to our team and our team documents. And once that one's complete, you can literally ask it a question and it will reference the documents within our team site to give you a response. But that's how these GPTs work as well. So like there's one for Canva. So if you want it to create a design for you, you can click on this GPT and we can start a chat with it. So this one, I'm going to say the same thing. Create a sports picture, sports post pic for our victory super patch. If it has follow-up questions, then you would just, answer them. But sometimes it won't do things for you if you're on the free version. That's another reason why I suggest the paid. But let's see what this one says. Oh, it's asking, what would we like the design to convey? For example, is this celebrating a championship, a team achievement, or a product launch related to Victory Super Patch? What's the occasion or story behind the victory? The more context you share, such as the sport, the team name, audience, or key text you'd like to include, the better your design will turn out. So we're going to say, this is to promote our product, Victory. Victory Patch that helps to give peak performance, balance, stamina, agility, etc. And this is directly connected to Canva. I chose Canva because I don't know if people are familiar with Canva or not, but that's something else we'll have on a call in the future. But it will link directly with it. But you see, it created a post, a picture that you could work with. Now, this one's like, okay. And even when it's just okay like this, you can tell it like, hey, I want something that looks better. So I would like something more polished and show athletes. Let me just confirm. Oops. So this one looks more aligned with how our marketing is in Super Patch already. So maybe you'd want to use this one. Now, I will say as well, when you do these, make sure you're checking them. Sometimes they'll come back with text errors or something like that. So you just want to make sure that everything is spelled right. It looks the way that you like. But even if it's not, you can use this as a base. And then this is when you can bring it over to Canva and make some edits if you want. And that's something that we can go over, that we'll go over on another call on a different day. So this is just some of the powerful things that ChatGPT can do. Another thing that it can also do is, I did an example of an email, but it can also do a text message that you want it to create for you. So we can come back here, go to the new chat, create a text message to my close friend that I want to share the Super Patch business with. And Boom, it's already there. Less than 30 seconds. I've been meaning to share something exciting with you. I recently got involved with a wellness product called Super Patch. It's all about improving balance, focus, energy, and performance in a really unique, non-invasive way. I think you'd love it, and there's even a cool business side to it too. Want to hop on a quick call or grab coffee so I can show you what it's all about? Very simple, easy to the point, and because I don't know about everyone else, but sometimes I can overthink things. So that's what I love about using ChatGPT because I can tell it what I'm thinking, and if I'm overthinking, it'll make it more concise, or it can elaborate on whatever it is that I've shared or said that I wanna do. But one of the things you wanna keep in mind when you're doing your prompts is give it as much information as possible, and then it can use more of that information to create the post that you want. And you don't have to go with its first output. You can ask it more questions, tell it to make changes. I can tell it, make it shorter. Oh, I didn't mean is, but you guys get the picture. So then it makes it shorter, or I can say, make it more detailed, add my link, whatever you'd like. But just know that it's super powerful. You can make the changes. Anything that you communicate with it, it will tell you if it's able to do it or not. But it's just a huge resource to use while building your business.
Alicia, thank you so,
Mhm.
so much. Like this has been so helpful and I appreciate so much that you were working with me. Um, team, I had a lady that I wanted to market to that I wanted to send some patches and she's super big in pickleball. She's a pickleball coach. And so Alicia showed me how to do this and we were able to pull up like what specific patches would be which I can't even talk. I'm sorry. That would be great for the pickleball. And it broke down like the Liberty, the Victory, the Focus. And not only did it break down what patches, like it told me why it was suggesting those. Like the Focus patch, it said, that it'll help with and improve concentration, cognitive speed, reaction time. So it tailored it around what I was asking it for. And then after it did that, and I asked it, some more information, it gave me a little more of a breakdown. And then it said, do you want to create the flyer or an image, a detailed image with it? And I got this beautiful flyer that literally came from just doing those little bits from it. And it took me probably 3 or 4 minutes. And now I have this like beautiful document that I was able to print out to send to her with the patches. So it was super cool. And Alicia showed me how to do all that. So I definitely look forward to more trainings with her in the future. And I would just suggest everybody just get in and play around with it. The paid version definitely is good, but you can do a lot too with the free version. So they had to break down and tell me I had to get the upgraded one. So now I have I have the upgraded one. But definitely get in and play with it. You'll be really impressed and it does. It gives you a lot of tools to work with, and especially for the different people that you want to target. I pulled up some with Medi Spas, with a chiropractor. I did all of that. So, okay. So the next, I'm going to pass this over to Michelle, our leader, the one that keeps us all in line and doing what we're supposed to do. So I'm so honored to have her take the call over and share some training and all the goodness that she's, I'm sure, going to share with us. So, Michelle, are you on the line?
All right, I am Holly. Can you
Awesome.
hear me?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, ladies. And awesome job, Alicia. She's been telling me about ChatGPT forever. And I finally just started using it for Super Patch and completely blown away. And so thank you. And I know we'll bring Alicia back to share some more strategies with us as well. And so you guys, actually, I'm not gonna talk a lot tonight. I'm gonna get out the way. It's ladies' night, right? This first part. And then the second part, you're gonna hear from some incredible gentlemen. Guys, in each week we spend 1 hour together. And I don't think that's a lot to ask when it comes to what most everyone on here is looking to do, which is to build a successful Super Patch business. And so we have this team huddle so that we can stay in touch, share tips and strategies and ideas. And so anyway, I appreciate you guys' patience with us on that. But again, I think again, 1 hour is really not a lot to ask. That was our first half of the call. So now I have the honor to actually go ahead and introduce to you guys a very, very good friend of mine. She is like a sister to me. We've worked together for years. And when I tell you guys, she is that girl when it comes to customers, when it comes to social media and getting customers. In our previous company, she was recognized as one of the top in the entire company, like top 1% in the entire company of getting customers. And so she's just done an incredible job. Just joined us here, but is already our top customer gatherer. And so I asked her if she would share with us what she's doing specifically. Now we're going to shift over to social media, and she's going to take a few minutes to show you guys. We have two parts. Okay, so this is kind of part one for how to build on social media. And then we'll do another part two next week. But again, I'm just so honored and feel so fortunate to have her on the team and have her on here to share with us. So that is none other than Clarissa Young. She's dialing in from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Clarissa, are you there?
I am. Hello, 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 everyone. Super excited to be on here with you. Love you so much, Michelle. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to come on here and share, right? Because the whole team got to be able to do some great things together. And I have two quick questions for you guys before I get into it. But I also want to just say, for anybody that's kind of in the network marketing business and maybe you've tried out a few different things, I'm happy that you're here because I was almost not here. Like, if I'm being real, Michelle is my big sister. We've been knowing each other for years. Michelle's is a very much go getter. And she was like, Rissa, let me tell you something, or try this, or your husband should try this. And I'm like, Michelle, don't tell me about nothing else, but I'm so happy that she continues to still be persistent because I myself suffer from bone to bone arthritis in both of my knees and suffer very badly with pain. And these victory patches have been able to help me personally to improve my pain. And when there's like almost nothing besides injections that only last so long, that helps me, I was shocked. When it helped, and it started off with me sharing the patches with my mom. I said, Mom, I got some patches. I want to show you these. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to do, but I want you to put it on. In a couple of hours, I'll ask you. And she put the Liberty patch on, and she was it the Liberty and the Freedom, I want to say, she put on. And she was moving around and going about. And a couple of hours later, I asked Mom, I said, Mom, what did you notice different when you put on the patches? She said, well, one thing that I noticed different is my breathing is better. She said, I noticed that I was able to go up the flight of stairs and then come right back down the flight of stairs, which for my mom, that's a big deal. My mom is the type that she'll sit down and do dishes. And I didn't tell her what the patches was going to do. I normally sell weight loss things. And so for her to say that her breathing, which she used we had on the defense. So for her to say that her breathing was better and that she had the ability to the agility to be able to go up the stairs and come back down the stairs. And she had no clue what the patches was going to do. So from that moment, I was like, okay, I started to believe in it more because that is one of the biggest things is we have to be able to believe in the products ourselves personally in order to be able to share. It doesn't have to be our testimony, but at least if there's somebody else's testimony that you're sharing, you got to believe in what it is that you're sharing. And so I want to ask you as well, on a scale of 1 to 10, so I know exactly who's in the room. I know I only have so many minutes, and I want to give you what you can benefit the best from. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, drop in the comment section for me. How social media savvy do you believe that you are? On a scale of 1 to 10, how social media savvy, especially when it comes to Facebook? That's what we're going to focus in on today. How savvy are you? 1 being barely post anything, 10 being I can teach a master class. Okay, so we got some threes, some fives, some twos, some fours, some fives. Okay, I got y'all. I got y'all. I got you. Okay, and then also the last question I want to ask you, on the scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you with sharing the victory patch? 1 being, I haven't really shared it on my social media just yet. 10 being, I go live on a regular. Maybe I go live 2, 3 times out the week sharing my super patch business. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you with sharing your super patch business on social media? All right, we have some ones just now starting out. Okay, okay. Okay. Two. Okay. Awesome. Awesome sauce. So I got you guys. And so like Michelle said, we will awesome at 8. Okay, awesome sauce. And so we will come back and do some continuations, but for today I'm gonna keep it very basic because it looks like the majority of us can use a very basic level. And then even if it's even for my sister here that has the 8, it'll be a refresher. And so we all will benefit from this, whether if you're here live or catching it on the replay. And so, number one, the first thing that you want to do is exactly what I did with you, is you want to share your story. You want to be able to connect to the products and personally be able to share your story, even if your story is just like Jay, how Jay shares how he created the super patches to be able to help his mother. It indirectly helped him, but that's still his story. So you want to get your story and be able to share your story, to be able to connect with others. And the great thing is we have so many different technology patches that we can choose from, that you can find your favorite one or two or three or four is heart, right? And get your story and share your story. Share why you decided to join in with Super Patch. I have my notes here to keep me on track. Um, and then you want to create reels and videos. And some of you may be asking, well, what's the difference between a reel and a video? Mainly it's about the length of time that you spend as well as the direction of the video. But the biggest thing is reels is what gets the most attraction on social media. Reels are between 15 to 30 seconds is a great spot. 15 to 90 seconds is still considered a reel. And so you want to do reels. The reels could be if you put it on your patches. The reels could be of you talking about your patches. So, and I'm going to show you some videos here if I have the opportunity to screen share. The reels could be um, so many different things. Like there's endless options that you can do with the reels, but you want your reels to be quick, attention grabbing, and fun. Whatever your niche is, like whatever your audience typically knows you for doing, include that with your super patch. You don't have to come and reinvent the whole wheel with this. You want to use curiosity posting. Curiosity posting is posts that just give a peek at exactly what it is that you're talking about. It doesn't put everything there on the post, because if you put everything out on the post, the price, the name of the company, uh, and everything, why do they need to come to you to get the information? Because you put everything there. And when they come to you to get the information, you now have the opportunity to be able to follow back up. So a great example of a curiosity post is, y'all, I just slept through the night with no meds or tossing and turning. This patch is crazy. Hashtag natural relief. Hashtag no more pain. And then at the bottom, you will put DM me if you want more information. Now, the DM me, you want to make sure you have a call to action, because otherwise you might just get a bunch of hearts or something like that, which we're going to work with those hearts and so forth as well. But you want to let them know, drop a one below if you can use more information, or DM me if you need more information. Um, and I'll touch on that while I'm here. So everyone that responds on your posts, and even a like and a heart is a response. You want to make sure that you're contacting them. And sales do not happen directly on the post, sales happen inside of the inbox. And so you want to make sure everybody that's commenting, for one, you go on that post and you're going to comment back to them. And they say, oh, this looks cool, or they throw you some hearts, you meet their energy back. Thank you so much for showing love on my page, OMAC. And you go on there and you show the love, and that's going to boost the algorithm. That's going to keep the post showing. But you also go inside the inbox and you say, hey, Alicia, I saw that you liked my post. I'm just curious to know, were you interested in more information, or were you just showing me love? And so now this is also you reaching out to Alicia, because she liked the post, or because she loved the post, because she wowed the post. And so you want to make sure that you're reaching out to people inside of the DM. If you can use a voice message, inserting their name, that's even great. We tend to pay more attention when people say our name, as well as the voice allows you to share your energy, to share your excitement. with others as well when you're inboxing them. When you're educating, keep it simple. Keep it simple. We're not scientists. Let Jay be the scientist, you know. And so you want to keep it simple, and it could be something you want to share the benefits. It helps to have less pain. It helps to have better sleep. It helps to have more energy. Speak to the pain points of people. What is it that your audience need? Do they need better sleep? Do they need less pain? That's what you speak to. We can't cure anything. We can get in big trouble if we start saying it cures diabetes, and it cures arthritis and all these different things. Speak to the symptom of what it is that's taking place and share that with that person. And when you're speaking to them, you know you have your cousin Sasha, and she's always coming. She's saying, "Girl, I'm taking care of these kids. Boy, I'm taking care of these kids. I don't have any energy. This is going on. So you speak to cousin Sasha just on that. You know, hey, cousin Sasha, I'm not sure if you know, but I'm with this company and we have a super patch that helps with energy. And that's what you speak to sister to cousin Sasha on with the energy. You want to make sure that you take advantage. Like we just had Juneteenth that just passed up. And if you saw on my page, I had a Juneteenth special, and somebody actually reached out to me. She's like, "Is the company having that?" And no, Riss is having that. And so take advantage of holidays. You can do your own, create your own promos and so forth. Take advantage of Mother's Day, Father Days, Juneteenth. If you want, you can. I had it back in the day. I had a Test It Tuesday. And so even on a Tested Tuesday, you can make products at different prices or take advantage of things that way. And you want to get others to share their results. And so when we're doing our patch, um, when we're doing our showing our patch demonstrations, we're doing our patch demonstrations, and you have others, you want to get your customers that buy your products, your trials, or the actual product, get them to share exactly what it is. And whether if it's a matter of screenshotting because they text you that information with their permission, you can put that up inside of the group, or you also can ask them to do a video and share that on your page. I want to share you some of the posts that I've recently shared. And these tips and tricks that I'm giving you are tips and tricks that I've been using over the years. As Michelle said, I was able to max out the composition plan on the customer side. I do really well with getting customers. This is a new Facebook page of mine, but I was able to grow using these same tips and tricks that I'm telling you. I was able to grow my Facebook platform to over like 22 something thousand followers, YouTube over 4,000 and something, Instagram over 10,000 and something. And by doing these small things daily. And so let me see if I can have access to actually share, because Michelle is so awesome with giving us black and white um, things to be able to get tangible, to be able to go get access to. The website that she's created for us is phenomenal, and you're able to go there and so easily grab information. And one of the things that she's created for us is um, I would like for it to share. It's not asking me to share a, let's see if I share this. I think it's just a screen. Okay. Okay. And so she's created a website for us to be able to just go there and gather all kind of information, like anything that you can think about. Super Patch is there. And so we had a lot of ones in the comment for people that have not shared the post all of that much. And so one of my very first posts that I shared was this post right here, and it got a lot of traction on that post. It was, I've been wearing this little thing that's been making a big difference. And honestly, I haven't quite figured out how to talk about it. But here's what I do know. Everyone I've quietly shared it with, those close to me, love it just as much as I do. It's non-invasive, no pills, no drinks, just a simple patch that supports your body in a powerful way. What if I notice? Hashtag better sleep, less stress, more energy, less cravings. If you're curious, message me, I'll share. Now, let me tell you, Alicia just did us the training on ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. This script right here came from ChatGPT. And so I went on there and I said, "Hey, ChatGPT, give me a message that creates curiosity to introduce my audience to me taking my super patch. I don't know how in you can tweak it and say, hey, I don't know how to share it or something like that. But so this was great. And again, everyone who liked, who commented, I responded back to each and every person individually. Mainly what I say is check your inbox. We'll do a training maybe later on if we haven't had already. Michelle taught me years ago how to do text shortcuts. She introduced me to text shortcuts. And so I have different uh, text shortcuts saved to my phone that I hit two, three letters on my phone and it spews you out an entire paragraph. And so I would tell them, go check your inbox. And then in the inbox is when we can talk about more about what the patch does. We can talk about more of the cost. We can talk about more of these things inside the inbox. You want to be in control of your conversation at all times. Here's another great post that I use. Sorry. And the whole purpose of this post, this could be used for multiple things, but in this particular time, I was looking for people to be able to sample. My audience is from many different places, and so I wanted to be able to use this post so that I was able to find who's here inside of Broward County and able to go patch and sample them on video over the weekend. You also can use this to find local business partners as well, just finding out who's in the area. Let's see, here's the Juneteenth sale that I had. And again, I used ChatGPT to help me out to come up with the saying for the sale, as well as I used Canva to create this flyer. And then so here's just an ordinary day. I'm out and about getting ready to head to work. Onlookers probably think I'm a biker girl when I have on my bandana. Nope, just a girl trying to lay my edges before I clock in. Yes, you can put the super patch anywhere. And so subtly sharing and showing my super patches as well. Let's see. Creating curiosity even with your samples. You can take your samples, and this is me just being silly with my samples. People love that thing. And I got a lot of messages back from that. This is me. I won't click on those, but this is me doing the patch demonstration with some friends and just simply getting their natural, raw reaction. Like that's the best seller. The thing that gets the most attention from me on my page is when I do these videos and I simply go to their homes, I set up my tripod, and we just do the I want to say the experiment, but we just do the balance test. We do the test, and they're able to see it. I even went to the car shop recently. Me and my husband, I was getting some work done on my tires, and I did the balance test with them and so forth. And so it's a lot of fun, really, to go and do the balance test and to see people's natural reaction on how so fast they're able to notice the difference when wearing our patches. And again, when you have all of these people respond and they comment, make sure that you go back and engage with them. Sorry, my screen is moving. And you want to, again, like I said, share your story. You want to personally go ahead and share your story, whether if you feel comfortable going live or doing your video, then going back and edit it. However, Facebook do give more credit when you go ahead and you do your video live itself, but you can put your video there, then go and post it. And again, remember, Reels also get the most attention, so that's between 50 to 90 seconds there. And then this is just me having someone else to be able to share their experience with the super patch. And so I'm going to stop sharing. I hope that this was beneficial and just giving you guys just some little nuggets and different things on to do to be sharing. The most important thing is just to jump out there, just to go ahead and do it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. People are talking about super patch. People are talking about super patch. And if you're not talking about it on your page, people will not know that you are that you have it. I had someone in church and she recently came up to me and she was like, "Hey, Clarissa, I see that you're selling the super patch. I saw a bunch of other people. She saw other people before me selling the super patch, but I know you and I see that you're selling it, so I want to get more information. I shared the information from her. She bought 10 samples. She bought 10 samples from me. Recently, just yesterday, my brother-in-law, he called me. He said, "Hey, Ree, I've been seeing those patches all over TikTok," which I haven't made a post on TikTok yet, so I have to get on it. I've been seeing those patches all over TikTok, but I also saw that you have it on your page as well. And so, point to that is share, put it up on your page. It doesn't have to be spammy. I love to put things inside of my, you're so welcome. I love to put things inside of my stories a lot because in that way, every 24 hours, it refreshes and it leaves from your stories. You can take it and have it in your highlights, the post that did really well. So people that come on your page, they can see it there as a glance. And when you're, last thing I'll leave up off of here, is when you're sharing on your page, you want to share about your super patches, you want to share about your life, you want to give information because you want to give others a reason to come on your page besides just necessarily the super patch. Now, the super patch is going to grab their attention, but what is it about you? What are you good at? Maybe you cook often, or maybe you a dad with a busy household and you're balancing it all. Like, share those different things, become relatable with your audience, and they'll come on your page just to see what you have going on. And then also when you go put your super patches there, they'll feel more connected with you to reach out to you and ask you. But most important thing is, even if you see someone, again, someone like me that at one time had so many followers and had thousands of views and so many comments I couldn't keep up with, that's not where the sale takes place. Don't get all caught up in the comments and who does not comment. You have to reach out in the inbox. I try to set me a goal that even in between working my 9 to 5, working my business, being a wife, being a mother, that I still send out 10 to 20 invites to the opportunity every day. And so make sure that even in addition to you putting up your post, that you're sending out a message. Hey, Patty, I have these patches that I really think will help you. Can I share some information with you? And so make sure that we're sharing all the time. All right. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Have a great evening.
All right, you guys put some fire in the chat for Clarissa. Awesome job, Clarissa. Put some fire in the chat for the ladies in general as well. We got Chat GPT, we got these announcements, we got social media. Guys, and by the way, you can go to our Team Impact website and there's a tab that says social media. There are some sample posts, the post Clarissa talked about, obviously. There's patch posts, all different types of posts. If you're new, if you go to getting started, there's some getting started intro posts that you can put up. Okay, but I think that between what Clarissa has given us tonight, those tips and strategies, what Alicia gave us tonight in regards to chat, excuse me, Chat GPT and how you can use that to create your message, there's really no excuse to not be able to start posting. Now, let me say this, guys. When it comes to if you're brand new, I think the first thing you should do, and Clarissa, I'm sure you would agree with this, because when you were testing the patches out and seeing if they worked for you and stuff like that, you were talking to people offline first before you even went public, right? And so if you're new and you have not had a patch party, or you have not reached out to some of your key people personally, if you have not done a drive, we call it a drive-by, right? Where you just drive on by. Hey, I have got something to show you. I got to come over today. Matter of fact, I don't know if he's on tonight, but Billy, I don't even think, he hasn't even signed up yet, you guys. He just got his patches today. I told him how to do the balance test, like we're doing it over the phone. And he's like, listen, I got to go. I got somebody that has a yoga studio. I need to see her right now. Matter of fact, I just texted 5 more people I have to go see right now. Right? So he hasn't even joined yet. He's like, I'll join later. I got to go patch some people. I got to go do some tests. And so my point though, guys, is there's so much that can be done initially offline and then transition into the offline world. And if you feel like you don't have a big following and stuff like that, Clarissa, I'm sure you'd agree, like you said, like you didn't start off with thousands and thousands and thousands of followers, right? So that takes time to build up. All right. But the point is, guys, is that just do something. What I love, the last thing I want to say about this is I love what you said, Clarissa, about, you know, you have a 9 to 5, you're a wife, you're a mother. You also run a Facebook community. You do a ton of other things, but you make sure that you reach out to at least 10 people a day via messenger, via text to talk about your business. So if you can do that as really part-time work, but it's really full-time work, right? 10 a day, then anybody can do that if you have a schedule, you're organized, and you're intentional. So Clarissa, again, thank you so much for your time this evening. We appreciate you so very much. All right, guys, so we're at the top of the hour. And what I want to do in closing out, first of all, I want to say this. I'm going to do a special call on Wednesday for those of y'all that want to see the money, you know, show me the money. You want to see exactly how all of this is structured in a very simple way to be able to make your money back. For those of you guys that want to make an extra couple thousand a month, or whether you want to make a 6-figure income, even 7-figure income, we actually have a chart for all of those. So we couldn't do it tonight. So I'm gonna do a special call on Wednesday for those of you guys that are interested in that. All right, so we'll post that inside of Telegram. But in addition, guys, you know, like I said, we have 7 days left till the end of the month. And so some of you may have not even thought about the fact that you have people that would just become a customer to try out the product and give you feedback. Right. And so I'm going to post a script in the chat tonight, but it'll be on our site tomorrow. That's been working really well, always works, which is basically asking who do you know that you could ask a favor that they be a part of your test market campaign and trying out these patches for the next 28 days and giving you feedback. You're collecting testimonials, right? I mean, if you have anyone in your life that likes you, that trusts you, at least likes you and trusts you, right? Then typically they'd be willing to do that, right? And so, I can't, we have a little bit of background noise, but anyway, so they'd be willing to do that, guys. And so my point in saying all of that is to say, if closing out the end of the month, a lot of you guys are very close to hitting the next rank, I really want you to think about, who do I know that's on my list that I have a good relationship with, that I haven't talked to yet, or maybe I did, but maybe the business wasn't for them, or that I know that has pain, has sleep issues, any of the challenges, right, that our patches help with. Or maybe you just want them to try, you want to tell them the importance of being in balance, right? So the Liberty Patch, we do on our site, guys, have a link under getting started, how to do the balance test, but there's some pretty cool bullet points that you can use when explaining to people why it's important to do these balance tests. I mean, why it's important to have balance, right? And so you might have people that are perfectly healthy. They're like, look, I'm perfectly healthy. I don't have any problems. But if they're, especially over the age of 40, they absolutely need the Liberty Patch. And we have some pointers there. But anyway, the point is that, guys, what if you could get 10 customers between now and the end of the month? Some of you guys are very close to the next rank, and maybe you don't have a business partner ready to get started right now, but you do know some people that you have relationships with that you could simply call and just ask, hey, I'm just getting started with a new business. I'm doing a test market with some people whose opinions I respect, like you. And I just wanted to know, would you be willing to help me out and be one of my first customers to just try out a couple of these things and give me your feedback over the next 28 days? It sure would mean a lot. I mean, if they like you, okay, keyword like you, right? Like, then most likely they're gonna say, yeah, fine, no big deal, okay? Some of you guys, hey, if you have a spouse, you live with your spouse, you live with a significant other. If they're not a customer yet, maybe they'll be willing to help you, right? And so those guys, just those little things, just those minor things like that can make a major difference. Because imagine if you and your team all went out and got 10 customers. The other thing I want to emphasize real quick, based on what Holly said earlier, You know, the dollar promotion ends on Monday, ends at the end of Monday night, right? Monday midnight. And so if you have someone on the fence, they want to do it, but they're waiting to get their money for, as we mostly promote the Flex 40 kit, right? Get them in now, you guys. They can technically come in with a 2-patch order. I would suggest 3, but they can get in with a 3-patch order. Okay, it's like $150 plus shipping, and start their business. And then they can upgrade. They can pay for a kit later. Now, if they don't do it by the end of the month, then they will not be eligible for the fast start bonus money that they'll get. It's like $500, $600, but they'll still qualify for that driver bonus. Okay. And every other way that we get paid in the compensation plan. So personally, I'd rather someone that has desire and they're motivated. If they don't have the money to get started, start them wherever they can financially get started right away. Make sure that when they do those 3 patches, it's going to be liberty, it's going to be freedom, and, you know, I would say either peace or God, lost the train of thought, or victory, right? Because those are obviously things that you can demonstrate. The reason I said peace is, as you guys know, we learned the other night when Jay was doing that call that really everybody over 40, really I'd say 30, should have a peace patch on to decrease that stress, right? Which can cause a lot of health issues. So anyway, the point is, guys, if you get your team to do that and they decide, hey, we're going to go ahead and get those 3 patches, I'm going to get started and then I can upgrade later. Then for those of you guys that are going for a goal, that will help out as well. Now, guys, if you all will just give me just 5 more minutes here, I really would like to make sure, because actually this is important as an announcement here, not really an announcement, but I just want to introduce you guys just real quick. Y'all will hear from him next week with some training, but this is a very, very good friend of mine. We've been friends for over 15 years. He is a 7-figure earner in the network marketing industry, has not only been a top earner in the industry, but he's actually owned his own company as well as been hired on corporate staff of multi-million-dollar companies. He's in Dallas, Texas. I am so excited and I feel so honored that he said yes to this opportunity. And what I want to have him share, guys, tonight specifically, is the fact that he is doing everything that he as soon as he came in, guys, he said, Michelle, I want to help translate everything into Spanish. I'm going to make sure that I'm here to support the team for all Spanish speaking team members, which you already have some. He's already started to translate things, and we're going to have a Telegram channel that's Espanol as well. But I just want to introduce him real quick and have him just kind of say hello and what he's going to be here to support our team. But hey, listen, besides that, he's definitely here building an organization. I'm so excited to have him on board. So that's none other than Juan Cruz. Juan, are you here with us?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
First off, I want to take this time and thank Alicia for that ChatGPT training. Amazing. Clarissa with that social media. Clarissa was amazing with that. I want to say that was amazing. And of course, Holly, where would we be without Holly keeping us on tab and starting everything? But more importantly, Michelle, thank you for reaching out and thinking about me when it came to this opportunity. I just want to say that I am super ecstatic and excited because we have in our hands what I believe and know is going to change millions of people's lives, but not because you're involved in the business, but because you're going to help so many people feel better and not have to depend on medications and not have to depend on other things. But more importantly, what it's going to do for you is what's going to be really exciting. So nonetheless, we'll talk about that next week. I just want to say that we are going to be doing everything in Spanish. We're going to make sure we have a Spanish meeting going on 2-3 times a week. We're going to have a chat group going on. So you got people that you got to connect. Go ahead and connect them. We're going to go ahead and teach them, show them what we need to show them in Spanish. Same thing we do in English, we're going to be doing in Spanish. And we're going to make sure that we touch all the Latin American markets. But more importantly, if you don't dominate the Spanish language, that don't mean you can't say se habla, and send them my way. We'll definitely take care of that. I just want to leave you guys with a thought process before I leave, and that is that the road to success is not always going to be straight. You'll always have curbs called distractions, loopholes called confusion. You'll also have red lights called enemies, and you'll have caution lights called family. But you'll have also a flat tire, in some cases called a job. But if you have a spare tire called determination, an engine called perseverance, and a drive called Jesus, you'll make it to a place called success. Blessings. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Put some fire in the chat for Juan, please. I am so excited about this team that this army that we are creating all across the country. And guys, you know, we are in, or I believe they're opening next month, Colombia and Mexico here in the next 60 days. So who do you know in those parts? Who do you know in Puerto Rico? Right? And so we are coming prepared. And so, and by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot the most important part. Juan actually has a church. He's a pastor. He has a church in Dallas, Texas. So we love that. Well, listen, guys, to close us out here, because we're a little over in time, so we'll actually move our book of the, we're talking about a book of the month every week, guys, but I do want to have him close out our call here. And you heard from him last week. I had so many messages from people that were totally blown away. He's in the ministry as well. He's an associate pastor. He is in the North Carolina market, top leader in the industry. And I just call him just one of my closest friends. Everybody on here is one of my closest friends, obviously, but I think I've known him the longest, over 20 years, but that's none other than Omari McClendon. Omari, I'm going to turn it on over to you and close us out, please.
Team Impact OG. First of all, I just want to kind of echo Juan's comments. I mean, tremendous information from all the ladies. I got something out of everybody's training. And you, Team Impact, you just haven't even heard from all of the leaders that we have in this organization. And I just want to thank Michelle and all of you for pushing past whatever it is you had to push past just to be here tonight. I'm gonna do my best because I get a little excited. You know, there's catchphrases out here in the world. People talking about energy, right? You guard your energy, or I don't like your energy, or keep that same energy, right? You know, everyone's talking about energy, but you want to have energy, but you want to be authentic. And for those of you who know me, my normal excitement level is about a 7, right? So when I'm talking to people, I try to kick it up maybe to like an 8 or 9, right? But if you're at a 3, don't jump to a 10, right? You just want to be a little excited, right? So I'm really excited to be here tonight. I'm going to do my best to be obedient, but I'm super excited just to be able to share. It's a pleasure to share with each one of you tonight our personal development segment, or I like to call it a building a better me. Part of our team call. Last week we shared, guys, that we truly are in an industry where people are the products, right? We talked about the shipping business. You know, everything starts with a relationship. Then it goes to a friendship. Then there's a distributorship. There's an auto ship. We want people to be on smart ship. There's mentorship. And yes, importantly, there is leadership. And we understand that a leader of one, Team Impact, is a leader of many. If we can't lead one, we can't lead any. And the first person that we are responsible in leading in life and in this business is ourselves. And the goal of this segment, Team Impact, is just to inspire us. And I say us because if I do 10 talks in a day, the audience hears it one time, but I hear it 10 times. And if you'll put this in the chat for me, everything is possible for those who, it's an open book test. Anything is possible for those who believe, right? But where does believe and where does belief come from? Well, it comes from hearing. Belief and faith comes by hearing. So we have to be very important and diligent and vigilant about the things that we hear, right? So hearing, the goal of this segment is to engage and inspire each of us to engage in the activities that help us build a better me, a better you, and a better life and a business. We decided on one book. one audio series per month, Team Impact. And our first is really near and dear to my heart because outside of the greatest personal development book ever written, i.e. the basic instructions before leaving Earth, the Bible, it was the first really one placed in my hands along with my wonderful uncle who's on the line. They started me. Michelle, our sponsor, put tools in my hands. This particular book was one of the first ones it's called Take Charge of Your Life by the late, great Jim Rohn, which you can find at listentojimrohn.com. We have an amazing website, thanks to Michelle and all the people that are helping out with this, Holly and everyone, the admin. Each of us need all of us, right? And all of us need each of us. But Take Charge of Your Life by the late, great Mr. Jim Rohn, who is one of the greatest thought leaders, Team Impact, ever, I think. Some of us has heard that catchphrase, thought leader, right? And I find it appropriate because thoughts truly are things. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, right? Sometimes the quality of our life, Team Impact, is determined by the quality of the questions we ask of ourselves and of others. And in Take Charge of Your Life, the first 30 minutes of the 4-hour series, first of all, Mr. Jim Rohn, his voice is unique. You'll never hear a voice like his. He has a way of simply grabbing your mind and with simplicity, practicality, by asking tough questions, team, like, where are your thoughts taking you? Because Mr. Rohn had at age 25 something that every successful person has at one time or another, a mentor by the name of Mr. Earl Shoaff, team. And we learn a lot of ways, Team Impact, but 2 of them are by mistakes and mentor. Mistakes, pretty self-explanatory. We all make them. In fact, if you're a leader, if you're proactive, if you're a self-starter, you will always make them. Because one writer wrote, if you ain't been thrown, you haven't been riding. And when you do fall, try to land on your back, right? Because if you land on your back, Team Impact, if you can look up, you can get up. So Jim Rohn had said Mr. Shoaff came into his life and challenged his thinking and perspective. When Jim would say things like, it costs too much, Earl would step in and say, let's look at the real problem, Jim. You can't afford it. However, let's take a moment to define what we mean by mentor, because it's a relative term, right? A mentor is not the one team who gives us advice. Everyone and everything gives us advice, right? Family, friends, partners, Alicia, ChatGPT gives us advice. TikTok, Instagram, advice is everywhere. But the mentor is not who simply gives advice, it's whose advice that we actually take. And if someone hasn't been where we're wanting to go or hasn't achieved what we desire to achieve, why would we allow them to mentor us or occupy our space? So IQ, what we know is not everything. EQ is what personal development is about, emotional quota. In other words, how we respond. We don't like medications. That's why we're part of the reason we're doing Team Impact. There's sometimes a necessary evil, but if a doctor gave you a medication and you came back to the doctor said your body is reacting to the medication, team, that wouldn't be a good thing. But if the doctor said your body was responding to the medication, that's what we want. And that's what we want in personal development. Learn how to respond properly to pressures, to challenges, to adversity. So find a mentor. In fact, I'm going to pause and comma this until next week, but let me just end like this. One writer said, when the student is ready, team, then the teacher will appear. And we have to have a posture of being hungry, green and growing, or ripe and rotten, because impact, team, truly drives income. And we're not just talking about money. That's great. It's coming. I promise you money is coming. But income is things we plant seeds and good things come back. Relationships come back. Businesses come back. Books come back. Marriages come back. Impact, legacy comes back. And the thing that matters when it's done at the end of your life, let your life show you wins. Let your life show you losses, but don't let your life show you didn't play the game. I close with the story that most of you heard. There was a little boy, his dad was very successful businessman, made a lot of money, but his son never really got much time with him. He begged and pleaded for his dad to play with him, team. He just wanted some time, some presence with his dad. And his dad gave him a time. Hey, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, son, it's me and you. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock comes, he has a call. And he feels guilty because he needs to be on the call because he's building a business for his family, but his little boy just wants his time. So he says he comes up with an idea. He finds this paper in his office, and it had the picture of a map on the front, the map of the whole world. He tore it up and he handed it to his son. He said, son, by the time you put this back together, daddy will be ready to play. Son takes it out, comes out. Son comes back almost just a few minutes. Dad thought he had 30 minutes. Son came back in 7. He said, son, how were you able to put that newspaper back so quickly? He said, yes, Dad, on the front of it, there was a picture of the whole world, but on the back, there was a picture of a man. And when I put the man together, the whole world came together. And that's what personal development is all about. Team Impact next week, more about take charge of your life. I'll plant you now, team. But we'll dig you later. Back to you, boss lady.
Wow. Thank you so much, Amari. Guys, put some fire in the chat for that incredible. Listen, I don't even know I'm just really blown away by the talent on this team, guys, and we're just getting started. We're just getting started. And you know what? There are still 22 of you that stayed on with us. You know what? Yes, our call is an hour. We went a little over, but I think that you guys would agree that it was completely worth it, right? And this is what winners do. They stay until the very end. So with that, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for our call this evening, for being on our call tonight. I will post the recording in the chat as well as on our team site. I will also post the call, the compensation call I'm going to do on Wednesday night as well. And with that, you guys have a wonderful evening. God bless and good night for now. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Adios.
Good
Good
night.
night. Thank you.